Variances of the following village code provisions. A, 215-11D6, and that the dwelling will set back 21.67 feet from the rear property line, where a minimum of 20 feet is required. I'm sorry, 50 feet is required, thank you. And Village Code 215-25D5C, and that the barbecue is 11.75 feet wide and is a required rear yard setback area where no barbecue may exceed 6 feet in width to be located in the required yard setback. Okay. For the applicant, is there anyone here?
Yes.
Please
Scott.
state your name and address, sir.
Scott Tyrone, 75.
I'm sorry, Scott, what can you say?
Scott Tyrone, C-I-R-O-N, 75 Robinson Avenue, Robinson, New York, 11507. You know, that the applicant, the owner, Howard Beach.
Just before you begin Peter has confirmed that our Wi-Fi YouTube is up and running, so anyone who so desired could be listening now, but again, as I said, they might have given up because they would have tried it at 7:30.
Yes.
That's for the record. Yes, I'm sorry.
Again, Scott Tyrone, here for Mr. Howard Beige, of 8 Bradford Road. I know you guys have been to the property. I just wanted to reiterate, I wasn't here at the last meeting. I did have a vacation scheduled. We were supposed to be on the meeting before and it got pushed and my schedule didn't allow it, so I had to send someone else. I would like to just point out that the addition that we're proposing does have a 21.7 or 21.67 rear yard setback. That setback is already established currently by a greenhouse that will be demolished to make way for the new addition. And we did verify the greenhouse does have a permit for it. I don't believe it had a variance, so I don't know if the code had changed at some point, but we stuck with that same setback. And if you notice in the survey, the way the house is angled on it, the addition does continue across and the setback gets greater. So at the minimalist point of that addition, we're not making the current situation any worse than it is. Also, we have the property flag, and it's encompasses most of the deck. It does go a little bigger than the current deck that's there. But again, the deck does have a permit, and so does the actual barbecue area that we're going to be rebuilding in this application. And again, I know there's a code with the barbecue at 6 feet, and there was not a variance on file for that before. And again, I don't know if it was an oversight on the village's part at the time, or if it wasn't an ordinance when the original barbecue was approved. I don't know the answer to that question, but it does exist and it did have a permit. That's it. If anyone has any questions.
Are there any questions for the applicant? I have one. The deck, is that being removed or is that remaining?
It's being removed. It's going to be replaced by the patio. The drawings that you got should have color elevations, like a 3D elevation, page A5 and A6, and that shows the actual patio with the sitting walls around it. But it's all patio. The deck is being removed. Most of the new patio is going to be.
The deck is definitely a safety issue.
Yeah, it has age on it, that it does. But yeah, it's going. It's making way for the new patio. They originally were going to replace it with decking, but there's just too much maintenance involved with it, so we decided to go with the paver patio. And I think part of the disapproval also was retaining walls around the actual patio, and the walls, I mean, they're only 2 foot 8 inches tall. I mean, it's basically a barrier so you don't go off the side of it, but it's also a sitting wall.
Are there any other questions or comments for the applicant?
Mr. Tyrone, you're not planning on doing anything with the fencing on the property?
Not that I'm aware of, but if it's inclined to put a condition on for fencing, then I'm sure that.
I'm sorry, if you think that not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware that they will be replacing the fencing, but if you're inclined for a condition that you want some kind of fencing, then.
No.
You have to speak into the mic.
Okay.
Unfortunately, with Matt.
Yeah.
Uh,
The microphone's working.
Okay. Are there any other questions, Mr. Bruce?
No, I think that, the gas grill, which is the closest part to the property line, doesn't make the non-conformity any worse. So, I think that's, not an issue for me.
Mr. Rocco? Mr. Stroud? Mr. Foster? Mr. Fox?
The cooking area that we saw, which is basically a grill,
Grill, yes.
that's not going to be increased, correct?
No, it's not getting any water, no.
So is the code based on the cooking area, Peter, or is it on
It's-
the area itself called a?
The code's not very specific, but it's 6 feet of grill. So if it's built in, then the island is part of the 6 feet. It doesn't say specifically cooking surface, but it's implied that if you're doing a built-in barbecue island, that the island, if it's greater than 6 feet, requires approval from this board.
Oh, okay. So that's definitely greater than 6 feet.
It's greater than 6
Yeah, the cooking
feet.
surface, like, they said is not greater than 6 feet, but it's built in to a countertop island, and that does have a linear footage that's greater than 6 feet, until it conforms to the need for a variance.
How much bigger is that, John?
The size of it, hold on, the size of it.
About 15 feet.
11'9" according to the drawings is the counter surface where the grill is going.
This place.
It will be nicer, but it's really not much different from what exists now. It's the same location. Right?
Exactly, yes.
And the deck also looks like it's essentially extending the same line relative to the property line.
It does, it follows.
And then the planting bed is beyond that, so the screening is more fairly well screened from the neighbors.
Yes,
As it is.
yeah.
Well,
We
there's
try to
also a
keep,
fence that prevents it from the neighbor from actually seeing what's on.
yeah, I mean, they try keeping in line the existing conditions as far as setbacks, not trying to make anything worse than currently existing. Yes, the screen does help out. I mean, it's a double benefit. It helps that obviously the beiges have privacy in their backyard and the neighbor from not seeing anything that would be, encroaching on their property.
Are there any other questions for the applicant? Is there anyone else here wishing to speak in favor of the application? Is there anyone here wishing to speak against the application? Then I will accept the motion to continue the hearing until June 29th.
I make a motion to continue the hearing.
Mr. Lavato, seconded by Mr. Stroud. All in favor of continuing the hearing? Unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. If I may be so nosy, ma'am, you were here for,
Oh, no, I was, here for this application, just waiting for my colleague, but, I guess we could discuss this already. There was a part for discussion on that. That was, yeah, 5 Lavender Court.
so, you heard our requirements, and look forward to receiving your application.
Yeah.
And moving forward.
That's great. Quick question, are you still going to visit the site? Is it something we need to do prior to that?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
You speak into the mic.
Yeah. So would you wish to see the sign prior to?
No, we would like to receive the application, we would like to, hear what you have to say, so that when we do go, we will know what we're looking for or looking at,
Okay.
okay? The norm, and I cannot say, but the norm here is you will present your application, we will hear your testimony, we will ask questions, we will see if anyone else wishes to speak for or against. We often will then set up we will then continue the hearing for the following month and have you set up, site inspection for the board. If that doesn't take place, we can only do 2 at a time. So, according to the, open, meeting laws, so it's something that you will have to arrange, with the property,
Understood.
okay?
Okay.
Any other questions you might have?
No, I think that's it.
Looking forward to seeing you.
Okay, thank you so much.
You have a great evening. Is there any other unfinished business here? Then I will come to a motion to adjourn. Mr. Strauss, makes the motion, Mr. Fennell, makes the second, all in favor? I thank you all for coming.
Okay.